cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Trapper.
I flex with you.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. Back in this thing, back in this thing. It's like cracking this thing here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledgeito you're not finna get in nobody's collegeito. Make sure you hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all, stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. Hit that like, hit that hype, hit that comment, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that share button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Make sure you tap in. Leave a comment because we're going back to the chili giveaway. So when we get to 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we pick the best comment between now and 31,000 subscribers. We're going to give you some chili, big dog. So it's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. Once we get 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we let y'all know an exact date and exact time that we will be doing a live to give away that money. You got Cash App, you got Apple Pay, you got Zelle, you got Venmo. Don't worry about it. We're going to make sure you get that chili. Make sure you hit that like button, that comment, that good subscribe button. TNN Trap News Network. We taking it back to the basics, man. Yo, y'all, Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. Back in this thing, man. We finna slide right into this content. DJ Vlad speaks on my man, I forget his name. Hold on. What's his name? I have it. What the hell is his name? Like Junior Allstar or something. The dude who popped Ben 10, he was on his way to do a Vlad interview when he got picked up by the feds. Vlad's talking about it. Let's get into this content. Let's go.
All right. Welcome to the greatest show on earth, VladTV. Yeah. This time, we're going to start off a little different. We're going to put you in front of the camera because breaking news, Allstar JR, he's in major headlines. He's been in the headlines for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. There's been rumors that he was picked up by the feds yesterday, if I'm correct. And the blogs are reporting that he was on his way to California to do an interview with you.
Well, he was on his way to do an interview with VladTV, but not in California, in Detroit. So we had, the last couple of days, we had talked to Allstar J. I think you were involved in the process.
I was.
In terms of booking him to do an interview to talk about the whole situation. So we set a date, we set a time. It was going to be in Detroit. I wasn't going to be there. It was going to be remote.
True.
Right?
It's crazy that these dudes. So now you're picked up for this body, but you was gonna book an interview to talk about the body that you got picked up for. Goodness gracious, All-Star JR, All-Star Junior. What is All-Star Senior gonna think about this?
So in that case, I try to do interviews in person, but I don't always get to do it. So in that case, it was gonna be a remote interview. So earlier that day, we had a conversation about some of the topics that we're gonna cover in the interview. And the conversation wasn't taped. So if the feds want any level of cooperation from me, I'm already not cooperating. Right. I'm going to be pleading the fifth. I always protect my guests. I have a long history of this. If you look at, for example, the Keefe D situation, Las Vegas PD, tried to get all my raw footage. I refused. There was a Jimmy Henchman situation where they wanted my footage. I also refused. I would lawyer up and I would fight situations like this. So I'm not cooperating on any level, and I'm not going to talk about what we talked about in our phone conversation. But the whole thing was we were setting up an interview for later that day. It was supposed to...
Now, that's definitely admirable on Vlad's end as far as him wanting to protect his guests and protect the people that come in to his building, and more importantly, protect himself. But this dude was on his way to do a Vlad interview was absolutely incredible to me because, nigga, you are wanted for a body, sir. Niggas is wild, boy. You wild.
It's 7 o'clock Detroit time.
Yes, it's true.
So the studio was booked. My man Mafi set it up. You were involved in the process as well. Everyone was excited to do it. 7 o'clock rolls around. I'm hitting up Mafi. Yo, what's going on? Where's he at? Oh, and he's going to be there at 7:15. And he actually forwarded me a text message, which will show on the screen, from Allstar J saying he's running a little bit late. It's going to be 7:15. All right, cool. 7:15 comes around. Nothing. 7:30, 7:45. Now we're not even getting an answer from him. 8 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, well, I guess we're going to cancel. You know, we gave a 1 hour grace period. I don't know whether he got cold feet or something happened, but at the end of the day...
No, that nigga got put in cold handcuffs.
He didn't show up, so we canceled. And then, I think maybe about an hour after that, I get a text from Mafi from Allstar JR that said that the feds picked him up. which is horrible. It's a horrible situation. But I could tell you that I had absolutely nothing to do with that situation. If the feds wanted to pick him up, they probably would have waited once he got to the interview location.
Right.
And if they wanted more info out of him, they could have just waited for the interview to be done.
Well, the fact of the matter is, they didn't know what the interview location was. That was all proprietary information that existed between yourself and him, Mafi, and I.
Yeah. I had no idea any of this was happening. It's a messed up situation, but I am not working with the feds. I did not cooperate with the feds. I had no involvement in this. We had already booked the studio. I was looking forward to doing the interview, and then this situation happened. And a lot of these blogs are saying, Allstar JR arrested on his way to a Vlad.
I mean, yeah, but no, it's not Vlad's fault, because either way it goes, this dude has all intentions of incriminating himself by way of chasing clout by even doing a Vlad interview after catching the body. So the fact that he was even willing to do that just shows you that he was going to make a bad decision no matter what.
A TV interview and kind of implying that somehow I had something to do with it. Right. And I could tell you that I had absolutely nothing to do with it.
And some of the blogs are even saying that he was on his way to California.
He was not on his way. No, he was not.
As if he was arrested on his way to the airport to come to see you.
No. He was already in Detroit, and he was on his way to a Detroit studio that we had already booked.
Right.
And even the studio was hitting us like, yo, what's going on? And we're like, we don't know. We have no idea.
So let me ask you a question, Vlad. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that people are constantly and consistently trying to label you as a cooperative in some way solely because you're interviewing people? In my mind, it's not your fault. Your job as a content creator and as a journalist, right? And I'll use the word journalist because that is essentially what you are and what you have been for over 2 decades. Why do you think people blame you for, or because the people you interview may say something that may be incriminating about something that they were involved with or something that somebody else was involved with? Why are they constantly?
Well, I think that they're upset with Vlad for platforming it because he knows that these people are going to say it. So because he knows that he's going to say it, that they're going to say it, they feel like Vlad shouldn't put them in a position to, speak these things or talk about these things, basically saying that Vlad is facilitating the space for people to do and say things to get themselves in trouble, negating the fact that everybody has free will and everybody has, their own right to think and feel how they want to think and feel, and Vlad's not forcing anybody to say anything. So these grown men actually should be accountable for what comes out of their own mouths.
Blame you versus putting the onus of responsibility on the people who you're interviewing.
Well, I think that I was the first person in this space to start asking the hard questions that hip-hop media historically has always been scared to ask. So if you look at my interviews from 2008, I think I did an interview with Plies, and he was like, yo, man, are you the police? This was back in 2008.
Well, I tell you, this is police shit. Hey, Russell, don't you send nobody over here, man. Do some police interrogation shit, I'm telling you.
Because the way I looked at it was, if you're going to sit down with somebody, why ignore the elephant in the room?
Right.
If this person's whole persona is built on this gangster image, why not talk about that? If all their songs are about this, if all the stuff they're doing on social media is about this and everything else like that, why not ask about it? Now, I'm very careful about the way that I do ask about it. So people like to say I'm the feds and all my interviews end up getting men arrested and so forth. The only time I've ever heard of my interview being used in someone's case was the Keefe D situation, right? That trial hasn't even started yet.
Right.
So that's not even confirmed.
Right.
But in that case, Keefe D wrote a book about his involvement in the Tupac murder, and I did an interview based on his book.
Based on the book. They missed the book part, though.
They missed the book part.
They missed it in the book.
The book was already on Amazon.
They don't want to talk about the book because it's more interesting to blame it all on Vlad, for sure.
There's links to the Amazon book in that first clip. So apart from that, people like to say that I'm involved in this person's arrest, that person's arrest. You could ask the actual people who I'm being accused of, and they'll say that Vlad had nothing to do with it. Taxstone, Vlad had nothing to do with it. Casanova 2 times, Vlad had nothing to do with it. You could go on and on and on and on. All these people, if they decide to do crimes after my interview is completed, or if they had done them before the interview was done, which we did not discuss on any level, because I'll talk about someone going to prison and doing their time, because you've earned the right to talk about that crime based on the amount of life you've given up in that jail cell.
Right.
That's it. There's no double jeopardy in America.
Right. You can't be.
They can't say,
prosecuted
well, you
for
talked about it again, so we're going to give you another 10 years.
Right.
No, you did your 10 years. Now you could talk about it.
Yeah,
if it's past the statute of limitations, you could talk about it.
When it's past the statute of limitations, you for sure can talk about it. But then at the same time, too, you can for sure keep yourself in a situation to where you don't have to talk about it at all. Like, you don't have to deal. Bless you, babe. You don't have to talk about none of this shit. You don't got to get involved with none of this shit. You can just keep it all quiet, and that could just be that. You feel me?
Talk about being a gang member when you were 18 and you're 40 now.
Right.
Like, I remember with Casanova 2 times, they're like, oh, look, Vlad talked about him being a blood, and now he gets arrested. Well, yeah, he was a blood back then, but what he got arrested for had nothing to do with him being a blood back then, before he went to prison for some other shit. It had to do with new crimes he did years after our interview was completed. We only did 1 interview. But people like to put pieces together and so forth, and the reality is I was the first person to do this in this space.
Right.
Now it's very common. You have the Traplo Rosses of the world, and you have the No Jumpers, and you have, podcasts that just focus on crimes.
Right.
So now it's common, but I was really the originator, so I think I take the most heat.
Yeah, you take the most heat, and I think it is a situation where people are trying to throw rocks at the throne. They know that in order to get to where they want to be, they have to go through Vlad.
But here's the thing, too, though. You don't have to tear anybody else down to get what you want to get. You feel me? So when people say you got to knock them down so you can get blah, 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 no, that's not what has to get done. You can do what you have to do and get done what you got to get done without tearing down nobody else, for sure. That doesn't have to happen.
TV, and that's probably, most likely, never going to happen.
Well, there's always going to be someone that's going to overtake you in one way or another.
Yeah.
And there's lots of great podcasts out there.
I like that you're being like relatively polite.
Well, it's not that I'm being polite. Like, I embrace these new generations.
Right.
Like, I've never been the hater in this space that tries to belittle everyone else and tries to stunt on the next generation. Like, ask Charlemagne. I was the first person to put him on a mixtape when he was still local in South Carolina. Before Wendy Williams found him, before he had the Breakfast Club. Like, I was seeing the talent in Charlemagne and featuring it on bigger platforms. Traplo Ross, Academics, Adam 22, Sean Cotton. All these guys I've featured on my show. All these guys I have relationships with. All these guys we talk to each other and compare information and build and help each other out.
Vlad said, I'm you niggas daddy around this for the mucker. With that all being said, man, we finna get up out of here to the next one. Y'all know the deal is right down to the left. You know the rest. We go.
Protest the air, Smith. We on the air, protest the air at our best. You know that, man. Off the air. You know what I'm saying? We out here, ground zero for the neighborhood hero. We got all 4 corners. TMC, the marathon definitely continue. Mr. Burger right here, live in the flesh. We out here, man. Trap news. You know that, nigga.
Apollo Texas. Dangerous. Can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. That nigga ball like game 6. That nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bush and you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell it. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's never outside, nigga.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bush and you can save it.
Then went and told my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboards. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Fake is hella fake, I know what enemies intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.